Ladies and gentlemen, and members of the class of 2021, we made it! Our graduation is finally here. When we first arrived as freshmen, I bet none of us imagined the bonds we would create over our 4 years here. Our college experience was unique. No one expected having our last 3 semesters changed by a global pandemic. However, it allowed us to develop the skills needed to flourish outside of the Ursinus community, such as flexibility and resilience. Now, finally, with the support of our peers, family, faculty, and staff, we are graduating today. I ask that while you sit here together for possibly the last time, look around and take in this moment. Be proud of not only the person you have become, and proud of the person your peers have become. As Class of 2021 President, it is my privilege to introduce this year's student's commencement speaker. It is my honor to introduce to you my fellow graduate and this year's student speaker, Jess Greenburg. Jess is an environmental studies major with a minor in food studies. On campus, Jess became involved in many organizations, research opportunities, and fellowships. She was a sustainability fellow, a summer research fellow, a member of Hillel and the UC Democrats, as well as the former organic farm director. She also published research with her advisor on climate anxiety. Throughout her 4 years at Ursinus, Jess excelled academically, earning her spot in the Whittian Honor Society. Jess is the Class of 2021 salutatorian and is graduating summa cum laude. After graduation, Jess plans on continuing to own and manage her digital marketing and communications agency. Her agency partners with purpose-driven small businesses and nonprofits to effectively spread their message. I am honored to present to you our student speaker, Jess Greenburg.
Class of 2021, we have a lot to celebrate today. We're celebrating our individual, personal, and academic achievements, our collaboration as teammates, lab partners, coworkers, performers, and neighbors. We are also celebrating how far we have come as a college and a country. There are thousands of people who came before us, who paved the way for us to receive this education. As Ursinus students, we are part of a long legacy of moving the college towards equality. 140 years ago, just 10 years after Ursinus opened its doors, Minerva Weinberger was the first woman to graduate from Ursinus College. In 1956, William Krigler was the first Black man to earn an Ursinus degree. And in 1973, Deborah Bumbry and Carol Lynn Clark were the first Black women to receive the same honor. The 1970s saw other campus movements towards equality as well. Students worked to achieve more opportunities and equality for women on campus, while students of diverse religious backgrounds worked to increase religious tolerance and create spaces such as Hillel. In 1991, the first organization for LGBTQ+ students was started, setting a precedent for activism and eventually leading to the Pride Week that we celebrate now. All across the country, over the course of centuries, people have fought so that students like us could have the right to pursue higher education, regardless of our religions, sexualities, or the color of our skin. Our ancestors fought so that we could do what they could not, receive an education, vote, and experience greater equality than they did. Today, we have made them proud. We have honored their work and their legacies. Each and every one of us has built on their efforts by learning and living together as a diverse and unified community. As far as those who sought to oppress us, to separate us, to keep us in the dark, to silence us, our achievements here are acts of protest against them. Our presence at this commencement, an act of rebellion. Our generation is on track to be the most involved, the most educated, and the most empathetic generation in modern history. Our education has taught us to recognize injustice, to speak out, and to amplify the voices of those fighting and experiencing such injustices. We have learned to be leaders, fighters, and visionaries. When it is our turn to lead, we can do so boldly. Many of us will find ourselves, years or decades from now, at a commencement ceremony much like this one. Some of us will be there as professors, some of us as parents. But the world will look different by then, maybe even unrecognizable to us now. As it stands, climate change, income inequality, and mental health are the worst they have ever been in history. This is the world we are inheriting. We can't control that this is the world we are stepping into, but we can control how we build it back up. We have asked ourselves what we will do with our futures, and one day it will be our turn to answer. We can take this world that we have inherited and we can shape it into a place that is empathetic and healthy and just for all people. We know how we want to live together. We've spent the past 4 years contemplating this question, and we have begun to manifest those ideas, which are now on track to becoming our reality. We've protested together, sacrificed together to keep our community safe, and left our mark on this campus, just like we will do with the communities we live in next. We have become resilient here at Ursinus, especially over the past year. This resilience will make us stronger, and that is the purpose of a liberal education, to prepare us for the rest of our lives, to teach us the skills that will get us through the next challenge, to shape us into people that make each other's lives better. I'd like to end with a quote from Between the World and Me, the very first text we all read for CIE when we arrived here nearly 4 years ago. Quite fittingly, Ta-Nehisi Coates wrote to his son, "I would not have you descend into your own dream. I would have you be a conscious citizen of this terrible and beautiful world." Class of 2021, I know that we are ready for whatever is thrown our way. I know that we are already conscious citizens and that we will make the world much less terrible and a lot more beautiful. Congratulations, graduates. We've made it.